6:15, this is Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus in a spiritual preparation at midnight tonight. Today's midnight masses are at 11:45 p.m. The Ratavata Christmas program will be broadcast through the Sinhala National Service of the SLBC from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. tonight. Advisory issued for heavy rain and gusty winds. Over 300 inmates to be released for Christmas. And in news overseas, icy blast hits 200 million Americans. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus in a spiritual preparation at the midnight mass tonight. The birth of Jesus is celebrated every year on the 25th day of December by the Christians across the globe. Christmas Eve services will be held today in Christian churches across the country. The main service will be held under the patronage of Most Reverend Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith at Christ the King Church in Pannipitia. Auxiliary Bishop Maxwell Silva said that this year's theme is to help the poor. The Cardinal has requested all the people to help the poor as possible as they could. The Cardinal has also distributed 100,000 rupees each to the 150 missions of the Colombo Diocese. Participating in a program of the SLBC today, Auxiliary Bishop Maxwell Silva has stated that about 15,000 families will be benefiting through this amount. He also wished for a blessed Christmas Eve by sharing peace among the people of the whole world without any differences of religion. Tonight's midnight masses are at 11:45 p.m. and the diocesan bishops will be congregating. The special security arrangements have also been made in churches across the country for Christmas Day. Meanwhile, the Navy Christmas Carols 2022 on the theme, May Your Days Be Merry and Bright and May All Your Christmases Be White, organized by the Navy Christian Council in collaboration with the Navy Seva Vanitha Unit and the Navy Band, was held at the Admiral Somathilaka Disanayaka Auditorium at the Naval Headquarters yesterday. The Ratavata Christmas program will be broadcast through the Sinhala National Service of the SLBC from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. tonight. The program will take place in Mathura, Colombo, Kandy, Trincomalee and Jaffna. The Christmas message will be delivered by Most Reverend Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith and it will be broadcast at 11:35 p.m. Due to the depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal, which is expected to cross the island in the coming hours, the naval and the fishing communities are advised not to venture into the deep and the shallow sea areas off the coast, extending from Mannar to Pothuvel via Kakesathurai, Trincomalee and Batticaloa, and in the southwest Bay of Bengal until further notice. Fishing and the naval communities are requested to be attentive to the future forecasts issued by the DEC in this regard. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the sea areas off the coast, extending from Kakesathurai to Pothuvel via Trincomalee and Batticaloa. Winds will be northerly northwesterly and wind speed will be between 30 to 40 km per hour. The wind speed may increase up to 55 to 65 km per hour at times in the sea areas off the coast extending from Mannar to Pothuvel via Kakesathurai, Trincomalee and Batticaloa, and it will increase up to 50 km per hour at times in the other sea areas around the island. The sea areas off the coast extending from Mannar to Pothuvel via Kakesathurai, Trincomalee and Batticaloa will be rough. The other sea areas around the island will be fairly rough. Temporary strong gusty winds and very rough seas can be expected during thunder showers. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. A total of 309 inmates are due to be released tomorrow in view of Christmas, the prison's Commissioner General and spokesman Chandan Ekanayaka said. Accordingly, 306 males and 3 females will be released tomorrow. Executive Director of PAFREL, Rohan Hettiarachchi, says that his organization will deploy more than 10,000 individuals to monitor the local government polls which are to be conducted in the future. International groups are also among those monitoring. The monitoring activities will be conducted minimizing the cost. And that was the local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The main news story for this evening, Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that an extensive program is underway to eradicate drug records and with the support of the defense sector. But some groups are making baseless allegations that sufficient measures are not taken to apprehend the large-scale drug racketeers. However, the minister has pointed out that every possible measure will be taken to prevent the school children and youth from getting addicted to drugs. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
In Varsha this evening, the health sector has pointed out that there will be a risk of increasing in the number of dengue patients during the month of January. Currently, more than 70,000 dengue patients have been identified. It is a twofold increase when compared to last year. They also emphasized that people should pay more attention in keeping their premises clean and destroy the dengue breeding places. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Icy blast hits 200 million Americans. At least 20 dead in a Russian illegal care home fire. Canada's polar bear population plummets. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. Some 200 million Americans are feeling the icy grip of a massive winter storm that has been linked to at least 19 deaths ahead of the holiday weekend. More than 1.5 million people lost power and thousands of flights were cancelled yesterday. A vast storm extends more than 2,000 miles from Texas to Quebec. A bomb cyclone, when atmospheric pressure plummets, has brought blizzard conditions to the Great Lakes on the US-Canada border. In Canada, Ontario and Quebec were bearing the brunt of Arctic blasts with power cuts to thousands of people. At least 20 people have been killed after a blaze swept through a home for the elderly in the Siberian city of Kemerovo, and another 6 were injured, Russian officials say. The entire top floor of the 2-storied wooden building was guttered by overnight fire. Initial reports say it may have been caused by a faulty heating boiler. The private home for the elderly was operating illegally, officials are quoting as seen by TASS news agency. Dozens of firefighters were deployed and the blaze was extinguished earlier today. The polar bear population in Canada's Western Hudson Bay has dropped by 27% in just 5 years, a report has said. A government report estimates that 618 animals lived in the area last year, down from 844 in 2016. It says adult female bears and cubs are particularly affected and that the climate change may be a factor in the decline. The Arctic is now warming faster than the rest of the world, and the sea ice on which the bears depend for seal hunting forms later and melts sooner each year. By the year 2050, conservation scientists now say the length of the season during which there is no ice could push the bears to the point of starvation. And that was the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News.
In development news, State Minister Janaka Vakumara says that it has been decided to deploy over 12,000 individuals of low-income families to the provincial councils who were recruited under the program of 100,000 jobs. It is hoped to fill the existing vacancies of more than 13,000 at provincial councils. From development news, let's move on to sports news. From the despair of 2 Ashes defeats to an incredible Test turnaround and a World Cup win, it has been an incredible year for English cricket. There have been most of the memorable moments, from Johnny Barristow's brilliance to Mankad's controversies, record-breaking innings, and interesting scenes. That was the sports news, business news coming up.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Dialog Axiata Group, the first telecommunication service provider in South Asian region to demonstrate 5G capabilities in the year 2018, announced the successful testing of Wave 5G for the first time in South Asia through its fully owned subsidiary Dialog Broadband Networks Private Limited. Dialog achieved 5G download speeds greater than 4 Gbps and non-standalones mode using Wave, attaining significantly higher throughputs than the current standards. Wave solutions work in high-frequency ranges, providing ultra capacity over short distances, allowing for wider bandwidth, which as well as fast uplinks and downlinks, enabling users to leverage all the benefits of 5G. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first, and this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
In economic news, the Sri Lanka Export Development Board signed a memorandum of understanding with the Swiss Import Promotion Program, which operates under the State Secretariat for Economic Affairs of Switzerland, on the 22nd of December. SIPPO facilitates EDB to carry out comprehensive market research studies for selected Sri Lankan export product sectors, that is, the food processed meal, sustainable fish and seafood, and value-added textiles, aiming to better integrate Sri Lanka into the world trade. SIPPO will conduct these market research studies through competent international sector experts to provide first-hand information on market access requirements to the member countries of the European Free Trade Association, including Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Switzerland, and the selected EU countries, especially in the Eastern Europe. That was economic news, and the weather report to conclude.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says that the depression over the South Bay of Bengal is located 350 kilometers to the northeast of Trincomalee, and it is very likely to cross Sri Lanka by tomorrow. Under the influence of this system, rainy and windy conditions are likely to increase over most parts of the island further during the next 2 days. Cloudy skies will prevail over most parts of the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times over most parts of the island. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. Strong gusty winds of about 40 to 50 km per hour can be expected at times over the northern, eastern, over northwestern, western and the Subcontinental provinces and the Galle and Mathura districts. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. That was the weather report, and before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus in a spiritual preparation at midnight tonight. Tonight's midnight masses are at 11:45 p.m. The Ratavata Christmas program will be broadcast through the Sinhala National Service of the SLBC from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. tonight. Advisory issued for heavy rain and gusty winds. Over 300 inmates to be released for Christmas. And in news overseas, icy blast hits 200 million Americans. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news.